This is 2bricks UCS style Bad Bat Shuttle Havoc Marauder, and it is beautiful. This is a $250 to $300 MOC that you can buy the instructions for on Rebrickable for an extremely fair price. And I decided to build it after looking at the official one, and it really doesn't look that good, especially the front nose. And so I wanted to go on to Rebrickable and see if someone had designed a better looking one. And man, 2bricks just blew this design out of the water. Just the official one, it can't compare. This is incredible. Of course, as you can see, I don't have a good stand for it yet. Maybe down the line, I'll get the really nice one that 2bricks designed specifically for this model. But for now, I think that this stand just is okay and is working with it for now. I really love it. The shapes, the proportions are just great. It is UCS style. It's not completely minifigure scale, so he does call it a play model in the description, but it really is a play model because I can take this off the stand and I can swoosh this around. So we'll get into that in this review and much, much more.
The Havoc Marauder has a full interior, which really surprised me. This front boarding ramp can open up and actually looks like the figures could climb up into it because it lays level with the ground, and when it closes up, it is absolutely seamless. And this whole top section can come off to reveal the cockpit interior. The side panels can fold down to reveal the interior of the back, and as you can see, it is kind of plain and empty. That's not 2bricks' fault, that is me. I didn't want to spend the extra money on the interior as this is going to be simply a display piece for me. But as you can see, you can go straight through the entire ship. There is no wall in between the cockpit and the back like there would be in most of LEGO's models. It's really surprising how he got it so structurally stable at such a large scale that the whole interior is hollow. It's just really cool. And as you close everything up, you can just see how all the angles perfectly line up to where you don't even notice that there is an interior, and it doesn't take away from the overall design of the model. It just adds to it, which is really nice. I love the snot techniques for the fin so that there are no anti-studs, and then as you can see, the nose is just so angular and aggressive. I really love that about it. And there's this like bluish gray greebling that I kind of substituted some parts for to make it a little bit cheaper. There's this gun right here which looks perfect, and then there are these panels along the side which just look really good. You have the back turret here where Omega would sleep, and then you have these engines, and they have thrust shields which you can move up and down on both sides. 2bricks used a really cool blend of colors. We have some dark tan, dark brown, and then a majority dark bluish gray design with some light bluish gray and sand blue throughout. As you can see, the landing gear are very accurate. However, they are pretty far back, which does make it a little front heavy, but it doesn't wobble side to side very much, and it definitely looks really good. I think that it was definitely built so that you could sway it around without it stressing or breaking. And then as you could see, the wings you can joint down halfway, and these hinges are strong enough to hold them at any angle. They can support all that weight, which is great.
As far as handling the MOC, it's very sturdy. When I was building it, it felt like an official LEGO product that I've built. It is strong. There are some looks sacrificed to increase strength, like this gap in the wing and some other things throughout, but I can bend the wings down without fear of them breaking, and they can hold even that much weight at all joints of the angle, and it does have to sacrifice some looks to be able to do really cool things like that. And so while that is, I guess, a problem, I honestly had a really fun time building this, and there was no section that went really slow. You always felt like you were getting something done when you sat down to build it. So it was actually a really fun build, and I honestly can say that the look is so good. It's such a big model that even sacrificing some of the hyper accuracy we see in models like the Brick Vault ones that I usually build, this still holds up really well and delivers on the build experience and on the ability to swoosh it around. That's really fun. You usually can't do that with a model this size. Just being able to swoosh it, being able to play with it, being able to angle it around, and just enjoy it in that aspect is always so cool and something that's really rare I think with large scale MOCs, that 2bricks really captures well. And for barely double the price of the official model, I don't know why you wouldn't buy this MOC. This is one of the cheaper MOCs on the market, especially for the size and scale and accuracy level of it. This is cheaper than I think LEGO would make it if they really tried to put out a good Havoc Marauder. In a UCS scale, I think it's cheaper and probably looks better. The instruction price is incredible. Some MOC designers try to charge a big percentage of the price of the parts alone for just the instructions, and 2bricks is incredible with his pricing. So I was expecting this to be a lot more than it was, but 2bricks has really made his models affordable, and I just really appreciate that. Along with the building style, it feels like you're building a Lego set. It goes together fast. It's not way too complex, but it is fun to build. It's challenging a little bit, especially in some of the areas in the wings. And so that's a really fun aspect for me, is that every time I built a section, it was getting done. I got to see progress. I've built some MOCs that you just don't see any progress until the end. Like, you spend a long time building up to certain sections, and then that section's done, and then you build up another section, that section's done. But this was just a really satisfying build because it was coming together decently quickly. And I think that that's something that's a really big positive for this MOC specifically, and really speaks to the designer's ability to split up the build well. We weren't just focusing on the front and then the back and then the top fin. We kind of built it all in different sections and got to see it build from the ground upwards, which just was really fun. It was a unique building style that really honestly felt like Lego's instructions and how they would build it. Now, I will say there are a lot of colored parts that you can put in this any color you want. I do kind of wish a few of those were more hidden, because I wouldn't have made them just bright blue or bright green if I didn't know that they were going to be sticking out in the end result of the model. But even being able to open it up and play with the interior is something crazy. How hollow it is for its size shocked me. I didn't realize that the interior was so spacious, and honestly, it's all a really hollow chunk. It is very heavy even because of that, because it does have almost 2,200 pieces, and yet it's really, really sturdy. I can swoosh it around. I can fly this thing. I can pick it up. I can fly it. I can play with it. I can go up and down, swing the wings. It is putting a little strain on it. I'll have to push a few pieces back together, but it's not falling apart. And that is really, really impressive with a model this size. And the wings are really sturdy to where I can bend them up and bend them back down over and over and over without fear of it breaking. This is a beautiful model. I love it to death. I think that 2bricks did an incredible job, and I look forward to seeing what other designs he comes up with in the future. Really looking forward to his T6 Jedi Shuttle, and I'm going to watch his career with great interest. But this has been my review of 2bricks Havoc Marauder. I hope you enjoyed. I have to go do some dishes.